conflict or hostility. Peace means to cease fire. I like this next one. Peace means to cooperate. You always tell look, a peacemaker, because a peacemaker loves to cooperate, loves to work together.
Right.
And then we see the next word is probably the best word for peace here is harmony. Harmony. Whenever you're a peacemaker, you love harmony. You don't love confusion. Love harmony. Love agreement. Let's look at a scripture. Psalm 37, verse 11. Psalm 37, verse 11. Somebody want to read it?
But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy great peace.
Read that again. Let's do this, y'all.
But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy great peace.
Wow. The meek shall inherit the land and enjoy great peace. God promised you would have peace. God promised you. Now listen. The translation for peace means right relation. Right relationship. You can have peace if you are in right relationship.
Right.
I just said something. Maybe there's a lot of maybe there are people who don't have peace because they're not in right relationship.
So in order to be a peacemaker, you have to be in right relationship with God.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Yes. If you're not in the right relationship with God, you don't have the ability, you don't have the power to cut off an argument. Because your flesh won't keep going. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Amen.
Come on, we ain't always been saved, y'all.
That's kind of one of the things, I guess when I think about it, it's a good thing. But I've always kind of been one, I don't like a lot of chaos and stuff like that. Cynthia will tell you that. But sometimes I don't know if it's beneficial because people are so mean and nasty. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's kind of hard. And I'm very emotional and things kind of, upset me. Maybe like somebody else might not take it as hard as I did or whatever. So sometimes I don't know if that's a good thing to always, I guess it is, but 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other sometimes.
All right, good point.
At one point, I used to be like Shelley, and I just got to the point where I said, when it comes to the church, I come to church, I said, if I'm coming in to get the word. If I make a friend along the way, fine. But at the same time, if I'm coming to be fed, that's my food for the week. I'm coming, I'm going to get the word, and I'm leaving. But I do know that it can have effect on you, because I used to be that way, I'm telling you. I used to belong to a big church, and some of the deacons and stuff in the church, they were so mean.
I'm talking about people in general,
right.
Just everyday life.
Right, and it is that way, but I'm just giving the church as just one example, because I had it on a job before, tried it everywhere, believe me, for whatever reason. But I just have to learn how to ignore people, stay rooted in the Word, and just know that God is able. They're going to get theirs, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was just going to say that, God needs people like you. Because even when I first started going to church, I kind of felt like, people were hypocrites.
Exactly.
Be there. And God instantly put in my spirit, because I need people like you to be a good witness, to witness for me. So the more of us that, continue to fight the fight, then the more witnesses we'll
funny that this comes up because last night in the creations class, that was the topic of discussion. We were talking about this Christian walk. And during this Christian walk, people take your kindness for a weakness. And I can't remember the scripture off the top of my head, but I know we were talking about stand still and watch the salvation of the Lord. One thing that you always got to remember as a child of God is this: if the devil is persistent and consistent, he's going to always do his job, and his job is to make you look bad in the sight of the Lord. So everything that comes your way is not always not, like they say every action has a reaction. It doesn't. There are people going to come and test you, but the overall picture, what keeps me straight, is that when it comes my way, I say either I make a bad move and misrepresent the Lord, or I make that move and I hurt somebody. So that's still misrepresenting the Lord. So I either make a bad move and misrepresent the Lord, or I stand still and smile at him, saying, I know, devil, what you're trying to do. That is, it's a test. All of it's a test. The same way Job was tested, we too won't go through the same thing every day. Every day somebody's going to come. Do not react to it. Walk away. And when you walk away, you get a good mark from the Lord. He's going to make sure, because goodness and mercy is what he promised you. He's going to follow you. If you believe that, then walk away. Don't even cater to that stuff. Gossip and people want to be whatever. Alright, whatever. Walk away.
Turn some demons out.
And then to piggyback off of what both of them just said, the world is always waiting for us Christians to mess up, because the first thing they say, and they supposed to be a Christian, they supposed to go to church, so they always waiting for us to fall and do what we used to do.
And see, God will test you also to see how far you will take.
You better believe it.
Because if you believe in Him and you believe in His word, you won't take it there. But He'll test you too.
I was in here one Wednesday and I had got a text. I was in the Bible study. And my cousin and at his house with his girlfriend, my daughter was there. So while she was there, his daughter's mother came to the house with all her cousins and her sister. And I'm getting this text. So when I'm getting the text, I was ignoring it and I was praying to God. I was like, because I just couldn't see me leaving God's house to run to the throne. And I was like, I'm going to trust God that she's going to protect my whole family. They had jumped out, and of course, Katie and the girl got into it. They tried to hold Katie and Katie into the toy and bust the girl across the head. But even with that, they tried to, jump past me, and I was getting on these texts. But in the process of them texting me, I'm saying, because now I'm at the point I'm going to go up, but I'm in the back crying. So I'm like, God, I know what your word say. I'm going to let them deal with that. You got to protect my child because I'm not running to that. And while the little girl mother's texting me, she cussing me out. Literally, and the only thing I kept saying is, in spite of how you feel, your child is my family, and I love you. And I'm saying, she like, beyond, and I'm like, but I'm in the back crying because in all actuality, I'm going to go in my car and I'm going to beat this girl up. But the whole time with the peace, I had to show her peace because someone said, you always come up praying for somebody's needs, praying for your family, and I'm back there burnt up, crying, Ray walked out the door, but and in spite of how I reacted, God kept everybody. And even at night I text her and say, I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart that I love you. But that ain't really what I want to say.
Oh, no, but that's
And the key here, go ahead.
This is not exactly the same thing, but when we're talking about people being so mean and angry, I was driving home last week. I think it was last Monday, and I was just looking at the people in the street. This lady had babies in a stroller, two walking on